being an old guy who needs a job and doesn't have to travel that much because it'll be in the area where he still has a house and his son's already there and blah blah blah. So I mean, we'll see. But I said it worked for the Giants. Has it worked for the Mets? But I don't know if it's going to work.
79 Giants.
I don't know if it's going to work for the Islanders.
You said in 79, right?
Yeah, so
that was the same year.
That's when they drafted Phil Simms out of Moorhead State.
That was the same year they went over to Totowa with the other Giants and had the Giant picnic.
But does I don't even know that the Belmont Arena is going to happen. They just had big protests this weekend, actually, out for it.
Look, you're always going to have protesters.
Yeah.
Matthew Sexton.
For anything. But
that's the big guy who's against it, Matthew Sexton of Floral Park.
Do you know what bothers me about people thinking, like, oh, this guy, I'm sorry to just hang on the Lamoriello thing, but, like, and I love Lou. I'm a Devils fan. I love Lou Lamoriello. But I never looked at him as a developer of talent. I looked at him as a guy who was able to look out into the league and say, hey, this guy's got what we need. We need him. The Curvers trade, when he traded him away to go get Scott Niedermayer. Obviously, he drafted Martin Brodeur, and that's great. But you know what I mean? Like, it's been his trading. It's been his ability to acquire talent that's been the thing, and that's why I think it's a smart move now. But they need to sign JT for this to make sense.
Lamoriello was the kind of guy where Belichick goes, whoa. Lou, be a little bit loyal, because all they accused Belichick of being not loyal at all. Lamoriello was even less loyal, and Lamoriello did this great trick, and I love it. I always call it a Lamoriello trade. Lamoriello went and would. If he was trading a guy, because he hated it, he would move him to the Western Conference. So he would never, ever become a thorn in the side of the Devils. So anybody he traded always went to Vancouver, to L.A., always the Western Conference. Never anywhere that it was going to be a problem to deal with. He's like, okay, fine. And also, you're shipping the guy out because... It's like, fine, you want to be gone? You're gone. You know, all enjoy Western Canada or enjoy wherever you're going to go. So, it remains to be seen. What is this island? Where do they pick in the draft? And not even so.
They're 13th.
No, 11 and 12.
They're 11 and 12. That's
so one of them was they had made that trade for the first round guy.
Yep.
The first round pick. So he's got that to play with. So that's good. That's really good in hockey. It's not like a Christian Hackenberg kind of thing where you.
Oh, jeez.
Second round.
By
pick.
the way, McCagnon, GM of the year already. He got a 7th round pick for Christian Hackenberg.
Well, it's a conditional 7th round pick.
The condition is please don't play for us. We know we traded for you, but don't play for us.
But the condition is the guy's got to make the team, or else he literally was released. So it's nothing. He gets nothing. But you know what it was. But he's not GM of the year because that second round blunder was McCagnon's. That was his pick.
I was just throwing
second round picks have to play. In fact, in the last 10 years, they had a list of them. Only 5 second round picks. Only one quarterback was him. 5 guys drafted in the second round who never played in the NFL. And he was one of them.
Was there any big ones that we would know?
Kenny Irons was a running back. He was with the Bengals, pretty good college player, but nobody. 5 guys who just never
panned out. Right.
But so you're talking in 10 years, right? In 10 years, so there's 30 plus picks. We'll just call it 30 to be even, but it's so 300 players. Okay, to only 5 never play in the NFL, and Hackenberg's one of them.
That's wild.
And Hackenberg. Todd Bowles never put him in a game last year. Did not trust him last year to put him in any kind of game, and it just happened to be a coincidence.
And the one game we started seeing Bryce Petty, we barely saw him.
That's right. I don't know what the deal with that was, but Hackenberg came off the field the other day and said, "Hey, they don't have me doing anything." I called them on the off season, make me better. It's like, well, number one, that's kind of tone deaf because you were a dead man walking, Christian. Nobody wanted you. And B, McCagnon thought he was going to make this guy from Penn State who had a bad senior year and couldn't adjust to the James Franklin system. And with that said, the Jets have had several coordinators the last couple of years, and they had a quarterbacks coach who never worked with quarterbacks before, so he didn't exactly get a good... If you were going to nurture a second-round quarterback, they didn't do that with him at all.
No, not at all.
Hopefully they'll do a better job.
And to be fair, I'm a Penn State fan. My brother played there, his alma mater, all that nonsense, but I watched him play. His junior and especially his sophomore year were fantastic. Yeah, his senior year was just bad.
That was an O'Brien team.
And I looked... Oh, it was an O'Brien team. I looked at it and I said, this offensive line he was on his back.
Yeah.
It was literally Eli Manning in 2011 in San Francisco. That's the whole year for Hackenberg in his senior year. He got sacked more than anybody in
so there was enough there
FBS.
to say, hey, if he can replicate what he had done under O'Brien, but not in the second round.
Yeah.
5th round, 6th round, great.
Yeah,
5th round,
no
6th
doubt.
round, fantastic.
No one would be talking about
But
it.
second round, whoa, that's kind of and second round guys have to play. That's a linebacker. Name anything you're missing: a wide receiver, a linebacker, a tackle, a DE, whatever it is you're missing. That's a second round pick that the opportunity cost of. In fact, we could even just Wikipedia that draft and see the guys taking after him and being like, they could have this guy, whatever it is. Now the Jets have to wonder about their wide receiver situation because Anderson obviously had a great rapport with McCown, and they're still doing it. The one guy was Acuna, who missed all of last year because he was injured. So they don't have a tight end, right? Tavarian Jenkins is gone. So we'll see what happens. And Darnold's the guy. They're all in on Sam Darnold. So does he start day one? Does he not start day one?
This is the NFL talk I want to hear about going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how about who's going to be the team for Hard Knocks?
The Browns.
The
Give me
Browns.
a break.
Come on, this is going to be great.
If ever they needed any more ammunition for Baker Mayfield to be a bust, that's it.
Oh, this is great, though. I mean, come on. Every Hard Knocks team we've watched has essentially been, this is good news for the rest of the AFC North.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
If you're the Steelers, you're thinking, maybe we're on the decline. You should think and say, no, we're good.
That's right.
If you're the Ravens, you should still be worried because the Ravens look like awful.
I was listening to somebody the other day who's an ex-player who has good insights and the like, and they were talking about Baker Mayfield and they said why they're concerned about him. They're like, look, when he was at Texas Tech, I think it was Texas Tech, he was a walk-on. He had to prove himself. Then he goes to Oklahoma as a transfer where he has to walk on again and prove himself. Now he's the number 1 overall pick. So from going as the outsider looking in who has to make good and prove himself, and that's gone away. Now he's the golden child. He's the vaunted one. He's the blessed. He's the chosen one. He's all those things. And he doesn't have to, he's not the chip on the shoulder guy anymore. He's not the outsider. He's not the underdog. He's not the little engine that could. He's supposed to be the man. And now you're going to have a camera on him 24/7 in his first camp as the leader of the team. Just colossally bad decision to. I don't know who. I think a lot of it is the NFL dictates who's going to be the team that they follow, but that's just a colossally bad decision to have.
I don't know. I think it'll be entertaining. And the NFL, for the NFL, I think it's brilliant. It'll be entertaining because we get to see Baker Mayfield, and he's a charismatic guy.
Right.
I don't know when they make these selections, and I certainly don't know if it was before the draft, but I'm willing to bet it wasn't because they want to know.
It's post-draft.
Oh, they want to know who they're getting, and I bet this takes a week and a half, and I bet it didn't even take that. It took 2 days, like, Baker Mayfield, we want to be there. Hey, Cleveland, do you mind if we just, photograph you and take videos the entire time of your training camp? And you got the owner going, you mean media here? Yeah, come on over.
I wonder what it would have been like if Joe Thomas was still with the team. Because, that's a guy you could spend episode upon episode on, just showing this how he goes about his business, doesn't miss it down, how he's a leader, how he's there.
I still think there's a chance we see him play. I know he retired.
But they say he can barely walk. So... but I do too. I like. He didn't exactly. He was still playing. He got that injury, but he was still playing. But unless the pain that these guys go through, it's just chronic and it's lingering and it's just nonstop and it just doesn't leave you. And you also they're around all these retirees who come around who can barely walk in their 40s and they probably like, you know what? I got money in the bank. Let me get out while I can and just enjoy it. And I'll always be the Browns hero, Joe Thomas, and I could do work. I could open a car dealership, and I could open a whatever
whatever it is you want to do with your post football life.
Yeah, I could open. I don't know why Mark Tchaikovsky is laughing like you wouldn't believe.
Well, I'm actually laughing because my buddy owns a studio, and he for the first time he's recording someone with a flugelhorn. So I went, shades of Chuck Mangione, feels so good. Right? Tell me that's not the perfect answer.
No, I'm laughing because of the big news of the day. What I'm calling the big news.
There's been a lot of news today. Is it that they canceled the switch you to add another hour of Good Morning America? Is it that
No.
the North Korea summit? Is it John Vendetta?
No,
There's a lot of news today. Oh,
Sports.
First of all, you know what? I know we're not a political show, but let me just point this out here that the one major achievement this guy was about to have, he just blew it.
That's why you don't give North Korea. That's why you don't give the Nobel Prize away.
This guy's an idiot. I'm done with it. I'm done hoping for him.
The people who bought those collectible medallion coins, they're on sale now for the historic summit.
And I hoped I was wrong about this guy, but geez, Louise, can you be a president for a day?
He was in this area yesterday.
Oh my God!
At some random building I didn't know existed.
Yeah, in Bethpage. Yeah.
Well, it's not really Bethpage though. It's really like Levittown, but it's really like Town of Hempstead.
Oh, all right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there'll be a studio available because Kevin Can Wait is no longer.
Yeah. Didn't that just
Kevin's
get canceled?
He's still going waiting, yes. And beyond that, I guess because every show gets rebooted, they can reboot that right away.
Let me be the only person in the world to say this, I guess, because no one seems to be saying it. Thank God.
Oh, no,
I don't think Kevin James is funny.
No,
I really don't.
Nor do I. Someone actually wrote a letter to the editor today in Newsday, and they were talking about how they made a retired cop look like a bungler. Everything he did, he was supposed to be a retired cop. He should have some semblance of common sense and getting things done right, and everything he did was not. It's like, oh yeah, that's his character. That's what he does.
He was in a peculiar movie. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Oh well,
that was a funny movie. That was actually a funny movie.
It was a Sandler film.
It was a Sandler film, yeah.
But
that's how he became an FOS, friend of Sandler.
But he made Vic DiBenedetto though. You remember he was in the Paul Blart movie?
Well, Mall Cop, both of them.
The second one.
Yeah. But no, that's how he became a friend of Sandler, and that was it went from I remember one time he was asked the question: you're in a boat and you can only save one person, Ray Romano or Sandler. Who do you save? Because Ray Romano was the one who gave him his start on King of Queens. King of Queens was a spinoff of Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yes.
So. And Sandler, and James's answer was Sandler because he puts me in movies. And movies pay more, but syndication for King of Queens pays some crazy money too. So
there needs to be a channel out there.
Does anybody watch that show?
No.
I mean, I didn't watch it when it was on.
It's on syndication nonstop.
No,
really?
Very
Here's the thing,
which is why they were trying to rekindle that with Leah Remini on. Leah Remini apparently is like J-Lo's best friend, and she's also her Q rating. Q rating is how popular you are in just popularity is stratospheric. The number one Q rating of any actress on TV. Do you know who it is?
Angelina Jolie.
No.
That's not TV. Hold on, it's not TV. Okay, go ahead.
The woman who plays Abby on NCIS, Paulie Perrette.
Oh, yeah.
She's got the number one Q rating.
Never heard of her.
Well, she's not on that show
she
anymore.
She just left because she was feuding with Mark Harmon over a dog bite.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Well, you know what? Good for her because that's. But
she'll never be heard from again.
Yeah, probably.
She will never be heard from. She's my age. Actually, she's older. She's a year old. She's 49 years old. She'll never be heard from again.
Whoa, time out. She's your age?
A year older. Yeah.
You're talking to the girl with the black hair.
Is 49 years old. Yep.
Really?
Yes.
She's hot for that old. I'm sorry. I hate to just throw that out there, but oh my God.
Is that like the guy?
I was explaining to my son today that Tony Hawk is my age. Tony Hawk is 48 years old. It's like, holy crap.
What about the guy?
Yeah, but he's still awesome.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like he's skateboarding left and right.
Oh,
and,
the guy who left NYPD Blue because he thought he was better than everybody.
Caruso?
Yeah.
Well, but Caruso got CSI Miami.
That was great. Who is the best over actor you've ever watched?
I had a great Caruso line today about some news article, and I was going to tweet it, and I totally forgot. But it was so made to be Caruso. It's like, looks like the party's over. Malloy High School grad, Mr. David Caruso. Grew up in
really?
Queens. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Coach Curran.
Yeah, Jack Curran. Yeah, grew up in First Blood. The first Rambo movie was his big start. That was his big.
Can we make like
featuring Chaminade graduate Brian Dennehy?
So we make a TV channel where like everything that's New York based stays on one channel, so at least the channel has some point of making money.
Some of this,
because none of the country cares. The Mike and the Mad Dog 30 for 30 had the lowest rating of any.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. For God's sake!
Some of the CSIs were great, but they got rid of them. Vegas was great. Miami was great. New York, Gary Sinise was great.
New York was really good.
He was.
What was his name? Guy from
Gary Sinise.
Yeah, from Apollo 13.
Did they make a Nashville?
Also Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
Nashville? Did they make a Nashville?
Lieutenant Dan.
No, they didn't.
I'm just naming a random
They have to use a Who squeeze box song because Pete Townsend got 75 gold records just from the theme songs being used on CSI shows.
CSI Cincinnati.
Well, how was Cincinnati last week for you, incidentally?
It was warm.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's warm. It's
And
warm.
Brandon,
In Ohio right now,
Brandon
it's warm,
Brooks, it's the same weather as here,
I
except
figured
they
it'd
get
be
less
colder.
snow.
Okay.
But Brandon